Oh, hello. Hi. I'm Arup. I'm on this wonderful platform called TechWeb TV. This is thanks to Oman who reached out to me. I was looking for something where I could share my deep knowledge in design thinking. Well, who am I? I am a design thinking evangelist. I've been doing this for the last 12 or 13 years. I have a PhD from the University of South Australia, and I discovered design thinking entirely by chance. Long story short is that I was mentored by none other than Dr. Srikant Datar, who, as you know, is the current Dean of Harvard. So, what is design thinking all about? Design thinking is nothing but creative problem solving, but it looks at things like empathy, which is the main thing. It looks at a different mindset, and this is what I'm going to tell you in the few episodes that can follow. So, see you at the episode level, and I look forward to all your questions. Hopefully, I should be able to answer some.
Hello, welcome to session 4. This is probably one of the most important sessions in terms of relevance. So, get yourself a pen and paper because you will possibly need to write things down. Okay, where are we? We did actually look at mindsets, and now we are going to look at empathy. Why empathy? Because if you remember, we looked at product solution space and market, which is problem space. And for the moment, for the purposes of this set, we were looking at the problem space. So for the problem space, you need to target the customer, figure out his undeserved needs, then do the product and features to arrive at a value proposition. So let's dive into it. This is actually primary research and it's mostly interviews. Look at a challenge example on the right. You want to ascertain Mumbai to Delhi train or plane. Both the fares are the same. So this is where, as a travel agent, you would need to use interview skills with empathy. So how does it work? On the left is the value proposition, something which you need to build with the features and functions which will launch your product. Excuse me. And on the right is the customer segment, which is the jobs to be done. Empathy comes into determining the jobs to be done. So how do we do that? Let's look at some of the thoughts. First is, who is the person on the map? This is the user you want to understand and empathize with. So you need to summarize his or her situation and role, and then what is the desired outcome. Hopefully, at the end of the interview with your target user, you would be able to ascertain what does success look like. What does he or she need to decide? There is actually no set order for completing each section. But if you see, we need to ascertain the pains and gains. So to be able to do that, we start looking at the observable activities, which is basically what she sees, says, does, and hears. Ask her to narrate what is she encountering in her daily experience. This could be with people, the activities, or things. What are people around her doing? I hope you're taking notes because I didn't want to put it in the slide because there's a lot of content. But I think it's useful for you to revise this and understand it better if you take some notes. What does she do and say? Means What are her behaviors and how does she conduct herself? What is an attitude and what does she say? Again, this may change depending on who she is with. What does she hear? What do the family, friends, and co workers tell her which is influencing her? Focus on things that impact her thinking: people, things, places. Now comes the difficult part. These are all the outside elements. Now you need to explore the thoughts and feelings which are not really observable. These might be inferred, guessed, or captured in direct quotes during the research. The typical thing to do is you should have two people at the interview and you can switch roles because if one forgets something, one can jump in. But importantly, take notes. See what the physical posture is when he or she is going through the outside factors. What matters to the user is what is she thinking about. Consider positive and negative. How does she feel? Frightened, excited, anxious? This will allow us to explore the specifics of her pains and gains.
Remember that empathy is all about insights post interview. So let's look at the example of Jamie who wishes to buy a TV. Who am I? I could be a retailer, wholesaler, a company representative wanting to know how my TV is doing in the market. So I have gone and made some interviews, and this is one typical interview. What am I building? If you look at the value proposition map on the left, which is like a box with the ribbon, I have on the extreme left triangle the resources I have, which will bring and about the products and features, part of which on the top with a little jagged arrow is that enhancers of the existing gains, and at the bottom is pain pills for which she is undergoing some pain. For instance, what are the pains she's going under? You know, she thinks that she's wasting too much time. She's unsure whom to trust, she feels, and she is not very sure about the products, so she's checking the website, and she actually thinks that most of the retailers or wholesalers or the online thing treating her to be a little stupid. What does this entail? This entails you as an interviewing group to note what are the pain pills which will require for her to feel a little more confident, little more sure, little more trusting about the product, and these will all translate into, with the resources you have, into the value proposition. And we must be very clear that some of the existing sort of happiness which she has, that should not be compromised. So therefore, what we need to do as a group is then finally build the value proposition out of these insights. Where there are pain points, we need to find some pain relievers, particularly one which was all about trust. If there are some gains about the brand, etc., we need to enhance that a lot, as much as we can, keeping in mind that it should not cause pain.
But to do that, we only have the resources on the left. So all this comes together nicely to form the value proposition to be able to do that product market fit. All right, that's all for now. Thank you very much for being with me. Um, Remember to clock in my last session where I do a live talk, putting all this together. But meanwhile, stay safe, and I've enjoyed speaking with you.